Welcome back. This is part 3 to the mob boss spells. Today we're going to be looking at all the different variety of spells, and you can just hook them up to the same method that I use in part 1 and 2. So to start off with, we have the ghost spell. The ghost spell will just the effect at our entity, whatever entity type is. In this case it's going to be a zombie, and this is going to be looking for specifically one in the radius of 20. And it's just going to give it invisibility for 5 seconds, the power level 0 of true. True is just so no particles occur. So if we press this, he becomes invisible and there's no particles on the chest plate to show that he's still there. That's just for 5 seconds, now he's back. Next up we have the baby minion. So this will just summon a baby zombie right at him. It's going to be even named minion with red text. To do that, all we're going to do is execute at our boss, which is the zombie. And then we're going to summon the zombie. We're going to have the coordinates of it, so it's going to be summoning right on top of it. And we're going to use the spawn event, the Minecraft as underscore baby with the name of minion. And we just use this little symbol with the forge to get the dark red. Next up we have our water spell. So this will just summon water right on top of the zombie, and then this one will remove it after our delay. Next up we have the ice. To demonstrate the ice spell, summon water. We're just going to execute at our boss once again. We're going to fill wherever he's looking, so one behind him, one block above where he's looking, and then 7 blocks out. No, that's not behind. That's, I believe, to the left of him, negative to the left. So a little bit to the left, 1 above where he's facing, and 7 blocks outwards. And then it's going to go to 1 to the right, 2 blocks higher than where he's facing, and then 1 block outwards from where he's facing. So it's going to go from the 1 to 7, and it should be 3 wide then, roughly, depending where he looks. So you see he's facing right there, ice. That'll trap his opponents temporarily. You can also remove the delay if you're enabling your people to be able to break blocks, but usually mine are in adventure mode, so they're not able to. Next up we have the slam spell, so we're just going to affect at every entity besides the boss and his minions. You can do that too if you want, but I just have it set up for the boss. And it's going to be levitation for 1 second with the power of 20 and true, so no particles will happen. To demonstrate, it's just going to throw me up in the air, and I'll take some fall damage. Next up we have a poison cloud. So this one we're just going to use a totem particle, and it's going to be a repeat unconditional, needs redstone. And so once we activate this, you can see the particles appear out like that, and it looks sort of like poison particles. And then for the actual poison, it's just going to be executing at the zombie with the effect not affecting the zombie, so we have exclamation point to make it so it does not affect the zombie. And this is going to affect all entities in the radius of 5 with fatal poison for 5 seconds, power of 3, true. This one right here is just the earth spell, or you can use it with any type of block you want. And we're just going to be executing at the nearest player. What you would normally do is have another execute in front of this. So to execute at the entity of the boss, normally what you'd have to do is this would execute at the boss, and then you would execute at the nearest player. So if I wanted to really set this up, it would be execute at entity type equals zombie. and then execute at P. That way it executes at the nearest player to the zombie. And this will just suffocate us up in dirt, and it will not affect any blocks that are not air. So the diamond blocks are still there. It only affects it because we're using the keep command. So it fills up everything with dirt, and it's just going to keep all the air blocks. Or no, it's going to keep all the non-air blocks. So every air block will be changed, but it'll keep all the non-air block. And then this will just remove the dirt. We're just executing at the player in this radius of it. Because they're stuck, we can keep it to be the same radius that we're feeling, but just one higher in case they move out of it. Next up, we have the regen one. It's zombie, so he takes damage, heals him. So we're just going to affect the boss with instant damage for 1 second there, or we could give him poison should regeneration, like regen him like regeneration does for players. This will just teleport the player to the boss. So if I do that, bam, it teleports it teleports all players to the boss, but you could just do nearest player with at P instead of at A. The scary spell is just given blind, it's just gives you blindness and slowness so you can't move. And then you could just like, tag it up with the speed and like jump. You can turn it to like a little jump scare at the boss. A powerful blast will just summon an ender crystal, and we're gonna use our Minecraft spawn event to summon, make it explode instantly when we summon it onto us. It's just gonna. So if we go into third-person view, bam! It just killed the boss. It was so powerful. It would definitely one-shot you. I tested out. Even if you have like full diamond, I think you still die. Unless you have full diamond with full blast protection 4, you will die from that. And to do that, yeah, I already showed you the commands. Next up, we have a delayed blast. And this is just going to be summoning a creeper, and we're just going to use the Minecraft spawn event to start exploding forced to make it explode on impact. Once it gets spawned, it'll start the charge process. And this will just give the creeper invisibility so it like never was seen. You can hear the creeper, but you don't see it. And then I also have mob griefing off so it doesn't break any blocks. This one you can just summon charged creepers using the spawn event become charged. And I just name it Boom here. Let's go ahead and summon him in. Oh, whoops. It's supposed to execute at the boss, so let's summon her to the boss. Oh, he's a baby now. Let's kill off the baby though. Summon the boss. Let's give him this chest plate again. Let's go ahead, summon the charged creeper. Name's Boom. He's right there next to the other boss. So that could be like another cool minion. A fire spell. This will just, fill the blocks around you with flames here. And instead of doing replace area, you could just do keep. It's the same thing. And then this one will just remove all of the fires and just turn it into air. Because I believe with adventure mode you can't put out fire with a fist. The fang spell just summons an evocation fang right at you, and that's just the executing at the player. Summon evocation fang, and that's the same thing with the lightning bolt. Just changing evocation fang with lightning bolt. That's the exact same spell. That is all the different types of spells that I have created. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new today. Till next time, see ya.